But let's bring in CBS News national security correspondent Charlie Daggett, who's joining us from the Pentagon with a lot more. So Charlie, I guess the question that people have is we see the celebrations in the streets. We know that this is, as you know better than anybody, that this has been a long, bloody civil war that's lasted for much longer than anyone I recall. I was still just an associate producer when this war kicked off, just to show folks how long it's been that this war has been ongoing. And we thought back then, I was working at CNN, we thought back then that the war was going to be over relatively quickly. And it dragged out for all these years, so many lives lost, so much treasure spent. The question, of course, is what's next? What does the United States hope to see? What do partners in the region hope to see happens next?
Well, Vlad, I was there when it began, too, and it has taken so long, and there were many chapters. Remember, this is where ISIS was born. As far as U.S. policy is concerned, the Syrian civil war never ended. It might be argued that it hasn't even ended yet, considering the disparate groups that are involved in it. But, for a while, it had reached a sort of simmering status quo. You had government forces concentrated in the south, protecting Damascus, rebel groups to the northwest, around the Turkish border, like using Idlib as a base or its capital. Then, of course, the Kurdish groups in the northeast, those are allied with the United States and its forces there. But now, the entire deck has been reshuffled. Israel has entered the Golan Heights, that buffer zone along the Syrian border for the first time in 50 years. That reflects the volatility. The United States just launched one of the biggest airstrike campaigns in months against ISIS in Syria using B-52s, F-15 fighter jets. Again, that underlines the volatility there. We've already had reports from my colleagues on the ground of fighting between various factions. For example, there are elements within the Turkish militias who are sworn enemies of elements of inside the Kurdish SDF. So the leader of the main Islamist group is still on the U.S. and UN terrorist list. Then there are scores to settle with members of the former regime, as you saw in that report. There are a lot of people that are going to be scared of reprisals. And this is the same kind of environment that gave rise to ISIS. So, after the honeymoon, after the celebrations, expect some jostling for power and territory.
So, Charlie, just to the point that you made earlier about being there and as a reporter, you as a journalist, having witnessed all of this the bloodshed that we saw over the course of this war, just remind people, I think this is what's hard for people to understand, and perhaps this is why it's not getting that much attention here in the United States, is how this all began. Remember, his father, Hafez al-Assad, was also a brutal dictator, but when Bashar became president, he was actually the second son, as you know. He was an eye doctor, and there was a lot of hope in the Middle East that he would be a reformer, and that turned out not to be the case. How did this all kick off?
There really was. Well, it first started with a demonstration that got out of control because it was really on the heels, or really in the midst of the Arab Spring. So they were sort of protesting for a sense of democracy, and it was a long time ago. And you had leaderships and dictators, and that's the way it was run. If you look at Iran, if you look at Syria, you look at Ba'athist regimes. But he was in charge of a minority, the Alawite community. So when the civil war began, it just erupted. And when we first went over, we crossed over from Turkey with some Syrian activists. We went to the same places like Tal Rifat. We were there. As a matter of fact, we bumped into a group of al-Nusra fighters, and we were told with our own FSA guys, look, lay low with those guys. Al-Nusra is the same group, even though they cut their ties, now currently in control, or the lead group of this rebel group. So highly militant, extremely violent, in the past anyway. And some of the worst scenes of violence that I've ever witnessed, I witnessed on the battlefields of Syria, because after that happened, then ISIS came along, and they just rampaged through all of Syria. That's when the United States was brought in. It was in Iraq. It was in Syria. Remember Mosul? All of that was connected and fighting for years and years and years. What surprised me, what shocked me the most about this is, first of all, the Turks are sort of behind this in a way. They took off the brakes and let these militant groups go. But how quickly it happened. This happened in less than 2 weeks. I mean, that civil war, as you just mentioned, that's dragged on for 15 years, and it's over in 2 weeks. That's why I'm really cautious, because this hasn't played out yet. We've got the Kurds. They'll want their piece of the pie. We'll have these militant groups. They absolutely want to get what they've been fighting over. The regime, if you want to call it that, or the Syrian government, if we want to rename it, they will have some jostling if they want to continue running that country. It's all going to be about a peaceful coalition.
So finally, Charlie, let me ask you a question that a lot of journalists have been asking President Biden, and I'm sure at the Pentagon they're probably talking about this too. We've seen images of prisoners being released from those heinous prisons of Bashar al-Assad. Any word about American journalist Austin Tice?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all hoping for word, right, as journalists. The FBI has renewed the offer of $1 million. That happened yesterday for anything leading for information to the rescue of Austin Tice. He's been missing since 2012. The FBI believes he's in Damascus. And a Syrian activist told Margaret Brennan yesterday on Face the Nation that all the factions are working hard to find them. So, as you said, we've seen the rebels emptying prisons. It's hoped they'll find Tice. A few days ago, his family said they found a new source, a reliable source, who told them that their son is alive and healthy and has been treated well. So, there is hope. Secretary of State Blinken said the State Department is doing what they can to find him. But we have to remember, we've been in a blackout. The diplomatic sources have been in a blackout in Syria. President Biden said yesterday they have to pinpoint him and bring him home.
Yeah, indeed. Here's hoping. All right, Charlie, thank you very much for your analysis and reporting. We appreciate you as always. Thanks.